My name is Clara. I am 36 years old. I live in a small house on the edge of the city with my husband, Mark. Life has never been perfect, but we had each other, and for a long time, that was enough. Mark works long hours at a local repair shop. I stay at home, doing freelance work, taking care of things, keeping the house in order. From the outside, we looked like a happy couple. But inside, something was breaking, quietly, slowly, and painfully. Every day felt the same. Wake up, make breakfast, wait for him to come home. But when he did, he was tired, quiet, and distant. He would eat, take a shower, and fall asleep on the couch. I tried to talk, tried to tell him how lonely I felt. But his tired eyes told me he didn't have the energy to listen. At first, I told myself it was just stress. But as days turned into months, my patience began to fade. I started feeling invisible. My words didn't seem to matter. My feelings didn't seem to count. And slowly, anger began to grow inside me. It wasn't just anger at him. It was anger at my life, at myself, at everything that felt empty and dull. I remember one evening so clearly. It was raining outside, cold and dark. I had cooked his favorite meal, spaghetti with meatballs. I waited and waited. He came home late again, smelling of oil and exhaustion. He didn't even notice the food. He just mumbled, "I'm not hungry," and went straight to the shower. Something inside me snapped. I followed him, shouting, asking if he even cared about me anymore. My voice echoed off the walls, sharp and shaking. He tried to calm me down, but I didn't want calm. I wanted him to feel what I felt. Ignored, unloved, forgotten. And then, in my anger, I said it. I said, "Maybe you'd be happier without me." He froze. His eyes looked hurt, shocked. He didn't shout back. He just stared at me, quiet, like someone who had just been punched where it hurts the most. And then he said softly, "Clara, don't say things you don't mean." But I did. Or at least, I thought I did in that moment. I told him he was cold, selfish, heartless. I said words that can't be taken back. And then I went to our bedroom, slammed the door, and cried until my chest hurt. The next morning, I woke up, and he was gone. No goodbye, no note, just gone. His toothbrush was missing, his jacket too. My heart sank. At first, I told myself he was just angry. He'd come back. But as the hours passed, fear turned into guilt. I started remembering his tired face, the long hours he worked to keep us afloat, the quiet ways he showed love, fixing my chair, buying me my favorite coffee, holding my hand when we crossed the street. He wasn't perfect, but neither was I. 3 days passed. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Every sound in the house reminded me of him. The silence felt heavier than my anger ever did. Then, on the 4th night, I heard a knock at the door. My heart jumped. I opened it, and there he was, tired, pale, holding a small bag. He looked like he hadn't slept either. I didn't know what to say. My mouth opened, but no words came out. Tears filled my eyes. He stepped inside quietly and said, "I stayed at my brother's. I just needed time to think." I nodded, crying. "Mark, I'm sorry. I was angry. I didn't mean those words." He looked at me for a long moment, then sighed. "Clara, I know you didn't mean them, but they still hurt." That night, we talked for hours. For the first time in a long time, we truly talked about our fears, our disappointments, our loneliness. I learned that he wasn't ignoring me. He was just exhausted, trying to keep our life stable. And he learned that I didn't want riches or luxury. I just wanted connection. We promised to do better, to listen, to pause before letting anger speak for us. Because once words leave your mouth, they can't be taken back. They leave scars that may fade, but never truly disappear. That day changed everything. We started small, morning coffee together, evening walks, short messages during the day. I learned to breathe before reacting, to ask instead of accuse, to love instead of blame. Life didn't suddenly become perfect. We still had hard days. But I never forgot how easily love can be hurt by careless words. I learned that silence is not always distance. Sometimes it's just someone carrying their own battles quietly. Now, years later, when I feel anger rising in me, I close my eyes and remember that night. The rain, the hurt, the regret. I remind myself that love needs patience more than passion, kindness more than control. Anger may win an argument, but only love keeps a home standing. If I could tell anyone one thing, it would be this: never let your anger speak louder than your heart. Because once you lose control, you may lose more than just the argument. You may lose someone who truly cared. I am grateful that Mark forgave me. Not everyone gets a second chance, and I will never waste mine. Now, when I sit beside him, watching the sunset from our porch, I feel peace. The kind of peace that comes from learning, hurting, and growing. I hold his hand and whisper, "Thank you for staying." He smiles and says, "Thank you for coming back." And that's all that matters now. Love, patience, forgiveness,